Well, g'day curd nerds. G'day curd nerds. Well, g'day curd nerds. Well, g'day curd nerds. Well, g'day curd nerds. Well, g'day curd nerds. G'day curd nerds. Welcome back. This is Ask the Cheeseman, and I'm your host. Where am I? There I am. I'm your host, Gavin Weber, Chief Curd Nerd, and I will attempt to answer your home cheese making questions. If the music's too loud, the background music, just let me know in the chat and I'll turn it down a little bit. But we've got a lively bunch in the chat this evening. I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday. 40 minutes before the show started, I had an aha moment because my calendar told me there was a show tonight and I'd forgotten completely about it. I'm such a duffer. Anyway, welcome on board. Thank you everybody for turning up. We've got a few people in the chat today, which is fantastic. First of all, of course, as we do every week, I'd like to thank all of the financial members who support the show financially. Special thanks goes out to Lisa Northam. Thank you, Lisa, for your tasty membership on YouTube memberships, and thank you to Robin Wickens, who also goes by the name of Spice Packs. I haven't seen him in the chat this morning, but yeah, fantastic. And thanks to all of the patrons and YouTube members for your financial support, and that way I can bring the show to you and do all the cool things that we do. Now, big announcement, there will be a video this week. Goodness me, a tutorial. It's taken me long enough. It is 5 cheese balls. However, that's the working title. So what I would like, if you could you make any suggestions? So what I've done, I've made some French cream cheese. So I didn't do the video on that. I just took a couple of happy snaps of, the cream cheese dripping. So I've already made a French cream cheese video. But I made, out of that French cream cheese, I've made 5 different cheese balls for the festive season. So what I would love, if anybody's got any suggestions on what to call the video, give it a title, that would be fantastic. I've got a couple of ideas. I don't want to tell everybody, but if you've got some better suggestions, throw them in the chat and I'll have a look at them and we'll see how we go as we go through the show. Now, they're also, and I really haven't got around to it, I need to, and that is the second Gavin Reacts to Your Cheese Photos video. I've got it mostly cut. I've just got to do intro, outro, that sort of thing, and put some music there and get it up. Goodness me. And the reason that there's been some delays, of course, is because it's Christmas and everybody's buying cheese stuff from the shop, which I'm very happy about, mind you. No complaints whatsoever. But yeah, people have been buying stuff at Little Green Workshops, and Kim and I are both packing and going down to the post office with trolley loads of parcels to get those orders off into the post. Also, good news, if anybody wanted an update, I don't know if everybody saw it last week, but I created a bound copy of Keep Calm and Make More Cheese. So this has been selling well as Keep Calm and Make Cheese. So I've got a bundle deal going, 10% off if you buy both of them. I'll pop the link into the chat. So if anybody's interested, they can go and have a look. I'll put the bundle one, yeah. Because everybody seems to be buying that, which is great. So I've sold 32 bundles so far in the last week. So busily printing, binding, all that sort of stuff. So there it is. So it ships to wherever we ship to. We've got a few countries that we ship to, except for Africa, EU, and UK, due to actually getting the stuff there and archaic sales tax laws. But those issues aside, we do ship as many places as we possibly can. So you can pick up those bundles at that link if you want. Of course, if you don't live in those places where we ship to, you can get the ebook versions as well, and they should be linked. There should be some little pictures down on the bottom in the merch shelf, so that's cool. All right, so let's say good day to a few people, and then we'll announce the winners of the giveaway. So, first cab off the rank today, I think, was Shauna. Hello, Shauna. Lovely to see you, as always. And we've had quite a lively little chat in the chat. Second was TW Fronter House. Not sure what that means, but TW. G'day, how are you? Steve from the UK, how are you? Jeanette. Hello, Jeanette. Lovely to see you. Eagle, how are you? Peter in Zambia. How are you, mate? Who else we got? H7 Apollo. And let's have a look. Who else we got? We got a few other people. Michael, how are you, Michael? And it looks like Jenny's not with us, who watches with Michael's better half, of course. So Michael says, evening, Gavin and fellow cheese nerds. Jenny is not with us tonight. She's caught COVID from one of her students after all this time. Jenny's a teacher, but she's going fine. Hopefully back on Sunday. That'd be fantastic, mate. My well wishes and speedy recovery to Jenny. Okay. Who else we got? We got Emily. Hello, Emily in Japan. Lovely to see you. John, how are you, John? Early for you, mate. Reba from Atlanta. Hello, Reba. And Habib. Hello, Habib in Lebanon. Fantastic. We've got so many people all over the world. That's what I love about these chats. What was it? Tim is... Oh, Tim. It's Tim. Oh, right. So here we go. This is breaks the mystery a bit. So Tim William, right. Thank you, Tim. Lovely to see you, mate. I'll call you Tim from now on. How's that sound? If it's not too formal, of course. Alrighty. So, if anybody has any cheese questions, then now is the time to ask them. If you are enjoying the show and you want to support it financially, don't forget that if you do a super chat, then the Curd Nerd light goes off. And you get to ask a question and it goes to the top of the queue. So, yeah, if you want, you can do a super chat. It's up to you, no obligation whatsoever. But if you have a question, just ask it in the chat. Now, giveaway winners. So we had a giveaway last week for t-shirts. Here we are. This is some of my merch. I bought it and it didn't fit me, so I never wore it. So this is a slogan I came up with from, I don't know, it was from some cheese video I made. Old wine, old cheese, and old friends make great company. So it's a size, goodness, it's massive size, 3XL. I don't know why I got it. Maybe it was going to be a night shirt or something, but it doesn't fit. So I did a giveaway last week, and the winners are. Do we have a drum roll? Do I have a drum roll? No, that'll do it. No, that's a rim shot. It's different. I don't have a drum roll. So the winners are Judy MacDonald and Philip Animals. I don't really know Philip's last name, but I've got their email addresses, so I will send them an email after the show tonight, and they will, if they want the t-shirts, then they can provide me with their shipping address, and I will ship the t-shirts to wherever they are. If I can't get in contact with them, I will redraw and then let that person know via email. Okay, so as I said, Judy MacDonald and Philip Animals. I don't know who Philip Animals is, but I do know who Judy is. Judy's a customer and a long-time viewer of the show. Okay, also, we will have the gallery at 30 minutes past the hour. Shauna has sent me in some photos, so thank you, Shauna. Lovely looking cheeses, and we got some jokes, because we love the jokes, don't we? We do. No merch cup. What's going on here? Alrighty, so we do have some questions. One is from Shauna. No, one's from Habib first. Habib says, what is the best way to remove mildew? Simple brine, heavy brine, vinegar. If it's on your cheese, it wouldn't be mildew. It'll be some sort of mold, Habib. But simple brine is good. If it's really persistent and it won't come off and it's the black mold type, or then a simple brine solution with a bit of vinegar will stop it from coming back and growing bad, but you're never going to get rid of it off the surface of the cheese. You're just going to have to keep that maintenance going, and that'll help. I hope that helps, Habib. Shauna says, how is the Alpine Blossom cheese going? Great question. So, I actually made one when I said I was going to make one. And then due to an issue that I had, I was unwell, maintenance went out the window. And so did the cheese, basically. The cheese wasn't even fit for the chickens, unfortunately. So I remade the cheese. And it is about 2 months now into its ripening. I vacuum packed it. It's a Gruyere style cheese, the basis of it. I added a little bit more to it. But basic Gruyere recipe. And I'm not letting it get a natural rind, because what I'm going to do in about 2-3 weeks' time, just before Christmas, is take it out of the vacuum pack bag, and then I'm going to coat it in alpine herbs and some flowers, and then I'm going to revac pack it for another week, so that kind of presses the flowers in and the herbs, and there's no spices, just herbs, into the rind, and then hopefully it's going to look pretty amazing. So it's on the way, and unfortunately I've got all the video footage, which is fantastic. So I'm just waiting for that last little bit of ripening. I don't want to cut into it too early and then get those flowers on it. But thanks for asking, Shauna. Hey, 7 Apollo says, have you made yogurt? Indeed, I have. In fact, let's see if we can find the yogurt video, and I'll pop the link in there for you. So, where's the search thing? Right, so it's all the way at the end. So we spell yogurt with a H, because we can. So there's a couple of yogurts I've made. I've made a tangy yogurt, I've made some skyr, I've made some soy yogurt, and I've made yogurt cheese. So for the tangy yogurts, which is probably the best one, we'll get an... Oh no, we won't get an ad. Right, let's grab that and go back to here, and go back to here, go back to here. Wish I had another screen. Anyway, there's the link. Hope that helps. Hey 7 Apollo. But like I said, you can just go to the channel page, find that little search thing after about, and just search for yogurt, and you'll find all the videos with yogurt in it. So yeah, pretty cool. Alrighty. Next question. Jeanette says, I put the kettle on. Anyone want a cuppa? I got one, but it's getting cool. So yeah, I'd love another one. Thanks. Very nice indeed. Coffee white and two. Question from Reba says, do you live cast every week at this time? Yes, I do. So I actually twice a week. So same show. Ask the Cheeseman. So I do a Wednesday night show, and I do a Sunday morning show my time. So if you have a look at the channel, we'll just have a quick look at that. Hang on. So go back to what we're doing. So if we have a look at the channel, and you can see along here now, there's home, video, shorts, and live. So if you go to the live tab of the channel, you'll see when the next one is. So I've got Ask the Cheeseman 243, which is Sunday's episode, says upcoming. And you can click the little notify button, and it tells you, it'll say, it won't be the same for what mine says. Mine says 8 AM on the 20th. But yours will have a different time and a date, probably, maybe. But yeah, and you just click the notify button, and it'll tell you, it'll send you an email when it started. So that's all very cool. Anyway, back to my head again. Alrighty, so that answers that question. Thank you. Eagle ZXZ says, hi Gavin, fuzzy mould cheeses like brie, before wrapping, is there a particular way to wipe them down to have a similar rind as a commercial cheese would have? Thanks. Wipe them down. You could, no, a particular way to do it, yeah, you just pat them down basically with your hand, and it's if it's got little whiskers and stuff, white whiskers, just pat it down with your hand and then wrap them up. All good. So yeah, you don't wipe them with anything. No way. Don't get rid of the white mold, because when you wrap them, it dampens the growth of the white mold anyway, and the inside of the cheese starts to soften as it should do. So there you go. Next question is from, oh, how do you say that? Hibby? Sorry if I didn't get that right. It says, I make cheese a lot, but our country can be hot and dry cheeses not give us the same taste. I want a solution to this problem with thanks. Okay, so if it's too hot where you are to make cheese, the only way... So the thing is, you're going to have to make cheese with the weather. So, like we do here in Australia, when it gets too hot, I don't make cheese. In the summer months, probably, well, it's not so bad this year. I'm still in flannelette shirts, and it's nearly mid-November. And it was only 13 degrees Celsius here today. So normally in November, it's about 30 degrees Celsius. So when it gets over about 30, 35, I stop making cheese for about a month and a half. Probably pick up again at the end of February. We'll see how we go. But if I can keep the kitchen cool enough, and we're lucky enough to have double glazing and lots of insulation in the roof, not so much in the walls, but and we do have an air conditioner that kind of cools down the kitchen a bit. So the preparing bit's one issue, of course. So you've got to make cheese when the target temperature of the milk is higher than the room temperature, if that makes sense. So if the target temperature says keep the milk at 33 degrees Celsius for the first part of the cheese make, obviously your room temperature can't be higher than 33 because the milk's going to be hotter. Okay. And then, of course, there's maturation. So you should have something like a cheese fridge. Now, Now, I've got a blog post about cheese fridges. Let me just pull that up. I do have a blog called Little Green Cheese, and where are we? Cheese fridge. Do I have it there? 2 seconds. There it is. Rightio. So, just back over to the page again. So, I do have how to make a cheese fridge. I'll post that into the into the chat in a second. But what you do is basically get a normal fridge. This one was secondhand. And I attached one of these things to it. It's called an Inkbird 308. And you can set the temperature, and the fridge turns on and off according to the temperature that you set. So it's very cool. So I'll just paste that in there, and you can have a look at that in your own at your own leisure. Hope that answers your question. Reba says, I'll try to set my alarm. 4 a.m. here. Looking forward to catching you. Yeah, you know, I know everybody's really keen, but you don't have to stay up, get up at 4 in the morning to catch the show. Like I said, there's one on. I assume you're somewhere in the US, maybe, or Canada. So that's why we have the Sunday morning show at 8 a.m. my time, which is about, I think it's 3 in the afternoon West Coast time in the US. So yeah, you get it on Saturday afternoon, so you could probably catch that one, Reba. You wouldn't need to get up at 4 in the morning. Anyway, next question's from Tim. Says, I cold smoked my chowder and it ended up bitter. Suggestions for wood types. Tim, did the chowder taste bitter before you smoked the cheese? That's the first question. Did you try it? Also, suggestions for wood. So I used recently. I used hickory. What is it called? Starts with an M. Mesquite, I think. I think that's a wood that you can get in the it's in the warmer areas of North America. Mesquite, something like that. Mesquite. Anyway, applewood's a good one, and so's cherrywood are also good types of wood for smoking. Who else we got there? Hope that answered your question. But I've used hickory, and it's worked fine. Had no issues with it whatsoever. Dr. Ganjaman says, "G'day, cheese wizard. Hope all is well, sir." Yes, it is all. It's all very good. Shauna says, how about Christmas cheese baubles as a name for 5 cheese balls? Oh, that's very interesting. I'm writing that down. Christmas cheese baubles. They will kind of look like that though too, yeah. Very good. Very good, Shauna. Bully says, g'day, Mr. Cheeseman. Hello, Bully. Katarina, how are you? Just a reminder, roomies, if you want to make camembert or petite brie for Christmas, you'll want to be making them this weekend. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you won't get in. So there's only, 4 weeks till Christmas? 4, 5? So if you want to make those 2 quick cheeses, camembert or petite brie, or even the petite blue that I've got, that's a 30-day cheese as well. There's some of the cheeses you'll be able to make. Also, if you wanted to make the smoky paprika kefili or any style of kefili, then you'll be able to just fit that in 3 weeks, so it should be good. But great suggestion, Katarina, thank you. Peter says, I make cheese at night here in Zambia. That's a great suggestion, mate. So as it starts to get cooler, yeah, that's a good idea. Dr. Ganjaman says, in hot days, I use a cooler to keep temperatures at a desired range. It can get up to 40 degrees plus during summer where I live. Now that's hot, very hot. And Peter says, back to days with rainy season now, so maybe a little bit cooler. Tim says, I used applewood. It was a tiny bit bitter before, but edible. Jingle balls. Oh, yes. Jingle balls. I like that. Yeah, nice. Keep them coming. Yeah, that's a shame. If it was a little bit bitter before, then it's going to be bitter afterwards as well. So, might be a salt issue, probably not the smoking itself. So, maybe a little bit more salt or a little bit more time in the brine next time, Tim, and that probably help out your howder. So, that's a suggestion, up to you, of course. Kevin said, what? Mesquite? Yeah, oh, there we go. There's a better one. Mesquite. Mesquite, like mosquito. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, that's the type of wood they do a lot of smoking for that. Anyway, 87 Apollo says, great balls of fermented dairy. Nice. I like that too. Oh, I'm writing them all down. Yeah, nice. All right. Well, that takes it back to its basics, because that's kind of what it is. Jeanette says, during hot weather, to keep milk below ambient, use a double boiler setup and add chilled water as necessary. Very nice. Good idea, Jeanette. Well done you. That is a good suggestion. Okay. I'm going to do a joke, because I like jokes. But thank you for all those suggestions of how to keep your cheese cool during the make. Okay. Oh, goodness me. These are crazy. Here's a joke for you. I haven't heard this one before. This is funny. Must have missed it in the pack when I went around. What is a lion's favourite cheese? Roquefort. Roquefort. There we go. All right. What did Shakespeare say when he was making a cheese plate? To brie or not to brie? That is the question. Right. Come on. There we go. Focus. There we go. Right. Any more lame ones? Here we go. Right. Why did the bread break up with the cheese? Because she wasn't Gouda enough for him. It's all right if you pronounce it Gouda and not Gouda. Yeah. Okay. One more before the gallery. Did you hear about the mouldy piece of cheese that got fired from his job? I heard he'd been on the chopping block for a while. Goodness me. Anyway, that'll do for jokes just yet. I got a couple more, but they're lame as those, so don't get too excited about it. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, lots of groans, indeed. Right, so time for the gallery, of course, as always, at 30 minutes past the hour or close enough. Where is the text that goes with it? There we go. And can I take charge of this machine? Right, here we go. So, gallery today is from Shauna. Thank you, Shauna, for sending those in. And this looks pretty special. Says, good morning, Gavin and Kim. Just a couple of photos for the gallery. The first is my smoked paprika rubbed kefili. Another 2 weeks in the ripening box. Very excited to taste this one. It looks amazing, Shauna. And yeah, the mat looks equally as messy as mine certainly did from that olive oil and the stuff. But yeah, it's certainly keeping the mould off. But yeah, it looks really good. Well done, mate. Fantastic looking cheese. Could be worthy of a thumbnail, that one too. It's very nice. Okay. This next one's from Shauna as well. It says the second is an orange and walnut cheese. The original recipe was for a kefili made with a gallon of milk, so I used your latest 10-litre recipe and adjusted the additives. The rind of 2 oranges instead of 4, and I only used 150 grams of walnuts. The original said a pound, which is 450 grams. That's crazy. That's almost the whole cheese. But even scaling down, that came around to 300 grams, and it seemed way too many. I also added 2 tablespoons of Grand Marnier, which is that orangey liqueur. It's delicious, by the way, on ice. The original recipe said it was optional, but didn't give a quantity. This is fresh out of the press and will be vacuum packed for aging. I guess we'll find out in 3 weeks. Thank you for all your guidance. Shauna. Thank you, Shauna. And there's another picture. I love the orange rind. I really do. That is an exceptional looking cheese. Let's have a look. There it is there on its mat. Very nice. And those walnuts look lovely. So I think after 3 weeks that should, hopefully it won't grow too much mould like Caerphillies kind of do. But fantastic looking cheeses. Thank you, Shauna, for sending those in. I really appreciate it. Now, if you want to send in cheeses to the for the gallery, I will show you how right now. If I can find here we go. Rightio, so we go over to the channel page as always, and we go to the About tab just here. And down here it says, for business inquiries, view email address. Now, if you're logged in, you'll get this, and you'll have to do I'm not a robot type thing, and you'll get my email address. That is the only email address that I check for photos. So if you've got some amazing photos, or even some not so amazing photos that you want to send in, that's where you find them. Go to the About tab and go down to for business inquiries and send me an email with the photos attached. If you've got a little video that you want to do, please don't do it for any more than a minute. You may be able to attach that to an email. I don't know if it'll come through, but if you've got a Dropbox or something like that, you can always share the link, and I can download that from the internet and show it. So that would be lovely. If anybody's got any little videos they want to share as well. But certainly photos to that email address, no problems at all, and Dropbox links for videos or whatever way you want to share it. Google Drive, Dropbox, however you do it. However you do it these days, how the kids do it, I don't know. But very cool. Thank you, everybody. Well, thank you especially to Shauna, because those cheeses looked amazing. Okay. Habib's got another question. Happy to do that question, Habib. Dear Gavin, for natural rind aging in hard Italian cheeses, will simple brine washing and olive oil rubbing yield different results? Yeah, so what they do, and you'll see some versions of hard Italian cheese just use olive oil and let it dry out naturally and go hard. But you see cheeses like Parmigiano Reggiano, or better known as Parmesan here in Australia anyway, and Grana Padano, the cheese that cannot be named. Oh, I just named it. It should be the cheese and desist cheese. Both of those, I think they get an initial rub of olive oil, or they get a rub of a couple of rubs of a brine solution until the rind starts to go hard. And they have these big robots, basically, that have brushes on them, dry brushes, soft brushes. And so those soft brushes then brush the cheese all over and get rid of any mold as the rind gets hard, and the internals of the cheese dry out. So you can do both. So start off by drying the rind out with a simple brine solution, and the salt will bring out some more whey and help dry out the cheese. And then when you think that the surface of the cheese is dry enough, then you can switch over to olive oil. That helps keep the mold at bay, Habib. And it does tend to harden the rind as well. So look, you can use both. There's no big deal. I find that because the cheeses we make are so small compared to those big hard Italian cheeses, which are like 60, 70 kilograms, massive cheeses, that I develop the rind for about a month or two, depending on how it's going. If I'm losing the battle of the mold, which is which is one of those battles that cheesemakers fight all the time, then I will tend to either vacuum pack it if it's got a nice thick rind already, or wax it. More vac pack I tend to do these days. But that's very cool. So I hope that answers your question, mate. Hope that helps. Meteorite Gallery says there's a French walnut liqueur as well. Very strong stuff. Indeed, my son gave me a bottle of walnut liqueur from Germany, and it's in this little tall fluted bottle and then a bulb, like a light bulb, right, on a big stick. And it is absolutely delicious. I can't pronounce the name because it's in German, but it is delicious stuff. But yeah, that would be nice in a cheese, but it's a pity because Kim and I drank it all. Sorry. So that won't be going to any cheese anytime soon. Okay. Jeanette says, for those who know, Kmart has these amazing food saver boxes, perfect as a cheese box. Indeed, Jeanette, I've actually got in our store a very, very limited edition. Let's just have a quick look of something that you can use, and I can't get any more of these. I'm going to have to find an alternative. So if we go to the Little Green Workshops, that's where I am. This is Kim and I's store, Kim and my store. Is that right? So if we go to cheese equipment and we go to ripening box, all the way down the bottom. So I've got these Decor ones, which are really good. They've got a mat. They have been discontinued, and there's only one left. I don't even know why I'm advertising it, but yeah, there's only one left. So if you want to pick it up, then go for it. But yeah, I cannot get any more of these. I rang up Decor. They said, no, we're not making them anymore. Nobody's buying them. I said, I've been selling them hand over fist. I send out about 10 of these a week, easy. But I just cannot get any more. I might see if there might be some lags on Amazon, but I don't know. They're scarce as rock and horse teeth. No, sorry, scarce as hen teeth. Not rock and horse teeth. That's something else. Okay. So that's the ripening boxes we use. So you can get any kind of, if you can get a plastic box, even you could use the new plastic mats we have. I don't want to sound all salesy, but we do have some solutions for that. So there are some plastic mats, new ones that we've got that do fit. If you can roll them, you can cut them to size and stuff like that. So plastic mats, they're 24 by 21 centimeters, and you can actually stack them on top of each other if you want to elevate the cheese out of some way. But that's a good solution for any plastic box that you can get. So just a suggestion, Curd Nerds. So no obligation, as I said before. Anyway, Jeanette says, I hope you don't mind me sharing the link. Unfortunately, due to spam, you can't share links in the chat. I'm the only one that can do that. Yeah, it stops spam. You can imagine how many people would be putting links in video comments and chats and spamming people. It's just never ending. Anyway, Steve says, looking forward to getting my Dutch press so I can have a go at hard cheeses, as all I can do at the moment is softer cheese. Looking forward to experimenting with the chutney I make. Oh, that would be interesting. You could do a fairly quick cheese. Steve, and try your chutney theory by milling it in with the salt. So that could be good. So quick cheese like, say, Caerphilly, or even Tracy Johnson's Yesterday's cheese. You can find that recipe over on the Facebook group Learn to Make Cheese. So try her Yesterday's cheese. It's like a Guido's hard Italian cheese, but you can eat it the next day, even though it can be aged a bit longer. So it's a nice quick table cheese. Shauna says Spotlight had the Decor ripening box with mats. Yes, they did, and that's where I got about 100 of them from after Decor discontinued them. So I did I think I bought the whole Decor shopping system out. Decor, Spotlight are they're a company here in Australia which sell stuff. Anyway, Paul says, do you deliver to the UK now? Last time I looked, I think you had stopped. Yes, Paul, unfortunately, we still do not deliver to the UK. In fact, this week, I checked the rules for sending stuff to the UK and sending stuff to EU countries. And unfortunately, I have to get a HR customs number. I've got to register to import into the UK as an e-commerce provider. Same as the EU, but the rules are slightly different. For any items between 0 to £150, I have to collect the tax here in Australia for those purchases and send it to the UK. So you can imagine a 2-person company or 3-person company would not be able to do that, unfortunately. So yeah, so that's the archaic sales tax laws that they've now done. Makes it difficult to send to, not impossible if you're a bigger company, of course, and you sell in volume, but we don't. You know, we would ship probably one or two orders to the UK and EU a week. We used to, and it wasn't worth my time. So it wasn't cost efficient, is what I'm trying to say. Unfortunately, sorry, Paul. But yeah, that's what's going on. Katarina says Spotlight has an up to 60% off sale for one day tomorrow. Don't tell people that. As Jeanette says, no, they're her downfall. Don't do that. That's not very good. Anyway, the only thing we do. Sorry, just referring back to Paul's comment again. So all the t-shirts and all the merch stuff, including the 2 ebooks, obviously are handled by a third-party company, Teespring. So yeah, they do ship to the UK, US, EU. In fact, there is a manufacturing plant in the EU for Teespring, and they manufacture them there and ship them, with the relevant VATs for whatever country and the relevant rates that they have to set up for each individual country. So yes, the merch is available worldwide, globally, but the products from Little Green Workshops can't be shipped, unfortunately. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, I have another joke, because I can. What did the cheese say before having taken... Oh, hang on. What did the cheese say before having its picture taken? Well, what do we say? We say cheese. It says people. It's the lamest joke ever. All right. One more. Which cheese cries the most? Baby Bell. Or should it be? Right. Okay. Did you know Baby Bell is actually real cheese? It's not processed cheese. I saw how they manufacture it. I saw a video once. And I saw that what they do, they make proper cheese curds and they press it into these really small moulds. They've got, but the moulds themselves are like 300 cheese moulds. So little circles for the Baby Bells. They put all the curd in there and then press it down with another one on top and makes the little, spherical size. So it's proper cheese. It's not fake cheese. And that's why now you've seen some Baby Bells in supermarkets like Howder, and they've got some Jarlsberg Baby Bells and a few of those. They're great. I do like them. But remember, the wax you cannot reuse unless you peel the inside layer. See, when you look at the wax of a Baby Bell, you'll see it has a white coating on the inside. That's a PVA mold inhibitor with natmycin in it. Which is a mold inhibitor, so it guarantees that each Baby Bell doesn't have any mold underneath the wax. So if you can peel that white layer off, you can still get the red wax or yellow wax, whatever the wax colour it is, then yeah, you can keep the red wax and use it in cheese making, no problems at all. But don't use the white stuff, it's plastic. Okay. Shauna says, I love this group. Thank you, Shauna. I love all the people in it too. It's so cool. Dunkaroo says, hey Gav, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to pop in and say your videos are amazing. Keep up the amazing and inspiring work. You're an absolute blessing. Thank you, Dunkaroo. Appreciate it. Really do. It's comments like that that keep me going, keep me making cheese. Since I started this channel in, I don't know, when did I start the channel? Goodness me. I know it's nearly 10 years. Oops. Let's have a look. Can we have a look? Will the computer say yes? Oh, here it is. Goodness me, I didn't think it was that long ago. There we are. 26th of February, 2009, which is very close to when in fact, that was probably the month that I first started making cheese. This channel wasn't specifically for cheese making. Initially, it was about all the green living things that we were doing, but it kind of morphed into a cheese channel. But yeah, I actually went on the cheese making course in March 2009. So it was I created the channel just knowing that the cheese community would need some help, I think, because when I looked for cheese making videos back in the day, there weren't any. So I thought, why not? Why not do that? Okay. Jeanette, that's lots of baby cheeses for Christmas. Yeah, nice one, Kath and Kim. Good one. Dr. Ganjaman says, what is used to dye the cheese wax? Cheers, mate. What? I don't know. I have no idea what the colouring is in the cheese wax. I know that the wax is a microcrystalline wax. Some people prefer to use beeswax. However, beeswax, when it gets cold, does tend to sometimes crack. And if you get a crack in your wax around your cheese, you may get some mold underneath the wax. That would not be good for anybody. But yeah, I know they use some sort of dye, obviously. Sometimes on very moist cheeses, the dye does leach into the cheese, but it's never been an issue. It's all food safe as far as I know, or they wouldn't be able to sell it. So I will investigate. Colour, wax. I'll have a look, see what I can come up with, do a bit of research on the interwebs. Katarina says, my only cheese regret is not discovering Gavin's channel before all the lockdowns. I think a lot of people did find it during lockdown. A lot of the internet traffic went through the roof, and it really helped when the meme thing happened. You know the meme thing? Can I bring that up? Let me see. I don't know if anybody's seen this before. I did a little meme thing. Well, I didn't do it. Some guy in Germany did it. Can I do it? Can I view it? Can we view the meme? Here's a treat. Here we are. This one. Let me just pause the music. Pause the music. Pause the music. Rightio, let's see if this works. So back in March 2020, at the start of the pandemic, something... is that working? I don't know if you can hear it. The following. Last night, Corona led me down a YouTube rabbit hole, and I ended up watching a video of an Australian cheesemaker making parmesan. He starts his videos by saying, "G'day, curd nerds," and all the comments. Maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, if you can't hear it, yeah, this is the meme. So last night, Corona led me down a YouTube rabbit hole, and I ended up watching a video of an Australian cheesemaker making parmesan. He starts his videos by saying, "G'day, curd nerds." There you go. I said it the right way. And all the comments are Italians telling him to go F himself. Very interesting. But what did happen was that... Is this going to work? Yeah, so what happened, and I don't know if you can hear the audio at all, you may not be able to, but we had these spikes, as you can see here. These were where the meme kept on getting released, and by getting views on YouTube, that means you get money. So, really, it was very cool, and where's my head gone? So, it actually helped the channel quite a bit. I think we went from 172,000 subscribers, and we rocketed up to about 220,000 subscribers in the course of about a month. It was just crazy havoc. But yeah, I think that that meme did drive a lot of traffic, and a lot of people think that I made the meme. I didn't. I'm not clever enough to do that. But this guy on Twitter, so that was really cool. But yeah, it was very interesting. Anyway, Mr. Firkin says, hello Gavin from Turkey. Thank you for your videos. You got me inspired and motivated to start cheese making. I have been making cheese and loving every second of it now for the last 2 years. Thanks very much, Mr. M. Ferg. It's not Mr. It's Mr. Fergan. Cool. Thank you so much, and I'm glad you enjoyed the channel. Jeanette says, I have a little tub of red cheese wax colouring in my hand. It smells like acrylic paint. Oh, I hope it isn't. Eagle says, just looked at cheese wax from New England cheese making supply. It has no breakdown of ingredients. Yeah, I don't remember seeing the ingredients list on the stuff that we sell. It just says microcrystalline wax. That's it. Hey 7 Apollo says, have I ever used an anti-caking agent for shredded cheese? No, I haven't. When I shred my cheese, I just shred it fresh. So I don't then go and freeze it. The reason they put an anti-caking agent is because if you freeze it without anti-caking agent, which a lot of people do, freeze their shredded cheese, is that it goes all gluggy and all sticks together. So no, I just do it fresh. I get a chunk of cheese out of the cheese fridge and just shred it and just use it in whatever meal I use. So I've never done that. Paul says, I second that comment. This channel is my go-to for cheese recipes and how-tos. I'm the proud owner of 9 rounds of various hard cheeses from Gavin in my cheese cave, planning the next one this weekend. Well done, Paul. Yeah, so I'm starting to plan out the cheeses for the next few weeks as well, so I can get some videos up before Christmas, because apparently that's when the YouTube gods smile favourably on you for monetization. Plus, I want to get some more cheeses done, but the only dilemma I have is that it's now Christmas busy period for e-commerce, and because we run the e-commerce stuff, and you know, and this one, and all these kits and stuff get sold, and books and supplies and stuff like that, is we're extremely busy. I last night I worked until 10 p.m. Started at 7:30 a.m., finished at 10 p.m. Had a nap in the afternoon, as you do when you're a grandpa. You're allowed to have a nap. So I had an hour and a half nap, and then I got up and we kept working. So yeah, so the last 2 weeks have kind of been like that, you know, working quite late, and yeah, getting cheese done. I managed to squeeze in today, as I was saying to the Curd Nerds in the chat earlier on during the show. I managed to make 5 different cheese balls today, which was cool, from the French cream cheese recipe that I have. So that video will be out soon. I'm filming the taste test with a friend tomorrow. Because some people said they wanted to see other people taste the cheese, not just me. So, because I'm biased, apparently. So, I decided to bring a friend in, and she's going to help me taste the cheese balls. So that'll be fun. Dunkaroo says, Were there really Italians in the comments telling you to go F yourself? Ha ha. Yes, there was. So early on in the piece, because that the original Parmesan video, there's actually two on the channel. The original one that he was referring to, no, it's the second one. The second one, yeah, there was all these comments in Italian, and when you translate them, they are swearing at me, basically. But that was within the first, 2 or 3 months of when the video, when the meme come out, the video was 4 years old. And then all these people says, where are the angry Italians, blah, blah, blah. And the comments just went ballistic. There's like 10,000 comments, and all the Italians are way down the bottom. And you'd be scrolling forever to get to the grumpy ones, the grumpy Italians. So they kind of did themselves a misservice by commenting about where are they, and they're all the way down the bottom of the comments. So anyway. H7 Apollo says the industry standard for anti-caking agent is cellulose. I suggest a better alternative is seasonings. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when Kraft make that Parmesan cheese that's not really Parmesan, that they have cellulose in that as an anti-caking agent. Eagle says make an Emmentaler tomorrow from my recipe. Indeed, don't forget the warm period for the Emmentaler. That'll make the eyes. And Peter says your video started me off with cheese making. I make every day and sell to shops and hotels. Thank you. Well done, Peter. Congratulations. I dare say there's probably not that many cheesemakers in Zambia, and you're blazing a trail there. So well done, you. Okay, so 5 minutes to go. Goodness me. So thanks everybody for all your comments. If you've got any more questions, get them in the next minute or so while I go through the last bit. So don't forget, if you want to make your own cheese and you want to learn how, I do have a course. This course is revenue neutral at the moment. I'm actually paying more in hosting fees for this course over at courses.littlegreenworkshops.com.au. It's hosted through Teachable. I'm actually paying more in fees myself to host it than I'm making in revenue. So if anybody wanted to go and check out the Curd Nerd Academy, then you can do that. And it is a structured course. You learn how to make 9 cheeses. It's a structured course on how to make cheese at home. It's got all the tips, printable recipes, all that. You even get a discount coupon code at the end of the course for our shop. You also get a free copy of the first book in ebook format. If you want to get cheese making supplies and you're in those areas that we ship to, then you could do no better than go to littlegreenworkshops.com.au. Lots of people in the chat do shop at our shop. And have had pleasant experiences. I pack them myself. I'm the packer, except when I'm doing some cheese in the kitchen, and then Kim's the packer. So most of the time you get a little lovely note from me. I'll send little notes to all of my customers, all handwritten. If you want to get some merch, you can pop over to merch.cheeseman.tv. That's the merch link, and you can pick up the cups, t-shirts, and the books. So very cool. Do we have any questions before we go? One, yeah, we do. Tony. G'day, Tony. Hi, Gavin. If a person has an allergic reaction to penicillin, are their penicillium cultures a problem? No, they're not. Not usually. They are different strains. So penicillin, and penicillium candidum and penicillium Roqueforti are different than the stuff that they use as antibiotics. So you shouldn't have an allergic reaction. However, I'm not a doctor. You need to test these things yourself. If blue mold from blue cheese gives your tongue a tingle and it makes your tongue swell, then it's not my fault. I'm not a doctor. But they are two different things, so not the same. Slappy Burrito, lovely name. Thank you for your cheese knowledge contributions. No problems at all. Dr. Ganjaman says, looking for rennet to coagulate camel milk. Can you or viewers help? It is very difficult to coagulate. There are a few camel dairies here in Australia. You could probably contact them and ask them what they're using. They may or may not tell you. But I know that they don't use cow's rennet or microbial rennet to coagulate camel's milk, because it is very difficult to coagulate. But they must be able to do it, because I've seen there are some camel semi-hard cheeses. So anyway, Shauna says, and this is for Tony, no problems with the allergic reaction to penicillin strains. I have the allergy. Very cool. So thank you, Shauna, for just clearing that up. But like I said, get medical advice. Anyway, show's finished. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for the very, very chatty chat today. It's been lovely. Thanks to everybody for turning up today as well. So, if you want to catch the next show, obviously there's next Wednesday night, of course, or there is the Sunday morning show. And I will see you then. So, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.